All right, so Rob, so we got you here today on Skype. You are my very first interview. So the first question I have, can you tell me a little bit about yourself, like your age, what you're into? I mean, it doesn't have to be completely about TCGs. It could just be about you.
Yeah. So my name is Rob. I'm 19 years old. I live on the East Coast. I'm a sophomore in college. I'm a writer. Um, yeah, I've been trying to think pertaining to TCGs, um, probably since I was like 4 or 5 years old. Yeah, it's been most of my life. So,
That being said, what is your earliest memory of like TCGs and that whole trading card fun stuff?
oh boy.
Yeah, I'm digging deep, digging deep.
Oh God. I want to say like I think I was at least like 5 years old because I got Pokemon Red when I was like four or like for my fourth birthday, I think. And then I found out there were cards, and I'm like, oh my God, I must have these. So then you know, you nag your parents to go buy you them, and then we didn't really me and my friends we didn't really know how to play the game. It was more just like, oh, pretty cards, and they're shiny and everything. And yeah, I think that's I don't have like any specific memories as far like that far back, but I just remember we used to like trade the cards around, and they were like illegal in my school and everything, but we would still do it anyways.
Nice. Yeah, I can definitely relate to that. I know that we'd never actually played the real game ourselves. We would just come up with our own game, and it was just like a
Exactly.
we would just battle with each other, just like one on one. It was never this crazy deck. I would just have five cards, and I'm just like, oh, I'm going to choose this one.
Yeah, we didn't have to use the energy or anything.
Yeah,
Like we're
I
just
hated
like
those.
fire
Yeah.
spin, go or something.
Right, right. All right. So, what are some of the TCGs? I'm assuming Pokemon being one of them. But what are some of the TCGs that inspire you to do what you do today?
Um, Pokemon was the first. Then Yu-Gi-Oh! I think was probably the biggest one, just because Yu-Gi-Oh! Was like I think that was when I was around like 7 or 8 years old. That like swept across America, if you remember that, and every kid had Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, and those again were illegal, but we still we still use them anyways. And that was like the first card game I actually learned how to play. And even my dad like had a deck, and we used to play, and all my friends had them, and uh, that was pretty much it up until maybe 3 years ago or something. I started getting into Magic the Gathering, and then my friend taught me how to play that, and then recently Hearthstone I thought was pretty cool because it's all online.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I agree with Hearthstone. That's a pretty sweet game.
It's pretty easy too.
Yeah, exactly. So, out of all of those, what would be your favorite one? You think?
Um, I gotta go with Pokemon. I'm a little biased with that, but mainly from the video games. But I also think it's like it. Yu-Gi-Oh was fun until it started getting complicated. If you remember, like all the font on the cards got really small, and I'm like, I can't read this, and I'm not gonna. Yeah, exactly. It's like I'm not gonna take the time to read this, and Pokemon has always kept it relatively simple, but still strategy involved.
I can I agree with that. The font on Yu-Gi-Oh cards is just way it's way too
Oh, it's
small.
like it's like size 2 font. It's like, how am I supposed to read this?
That's like the font that the illustrator puts on the bottom of a card, where you're not really supposed to see it. It's just there.
Right. Like on commercials, the stuff that you're not supposed to read, but they still have to put it there anyways.
Why? All right. So what inspires your art style? Because I know lately you've been doing a lot of the paper game, and I mean I watched your video yesterday, and it was the Wizardry TCG that you're doing, and your art style is it's very I can't say overly unique, but I want to say it's unique because I haven't seen at least any of the TCG creators in our community and the TCG community really use that style. So what inspires you to draw that way?
Um, I kind of like I mean, I guess I could say like I was influenced by some of the other YouTubers. Like I remember back in 2013, I actually had a channel where I was doing a TCG, but it was like it took me forever to make the cards because I was making them like so in depth that it would take me like 2 hours to make one card. And I was like, I'm obviously doing this wrong if it's taking me this long to do it. But I remember like, I think it was like August of 2013 or something. That was when Kiwi got started. And I saw Adventure Realms, and I'm like, it's so simple, but it's like so cool looking because it's very colorful and everything, and it pops out. And I think stuff like that, and also I like kind of I use the word derpy a lot, but it's the best way to describe it. I like I have one of the cards from yesterday. I mean, I just like stuff like this. I think it's funny and it's easy for me to sort of visualize it and then put it on paper. So it leaves me a lot more room to be creative.
True that. I agree with that. That's awesome. Then going off of Kiwi there, who are some of your favorite TCG creators in the community?
Um, Kiwi, obviously. I was a big fan of back when Austin was still doing Lost Memories. This was a while ago. He actually had like I think a full set of it out, like 60, 70 cards, and it was his art style is very unique as well. And then more recently, I would say people like Chaos Galaxy, Red Penguin. He's doing his thing, and he does a really good job. I love his art style, by the way, and it's just so cool. And then trying to think who else. There's other ones. There's so many of them because it's like there's just people coming out with new stuff every day. It's hard to keep track of all of it. Um, yeah, especially for you. And then yeah, people like ICCS Sunlord and stuff like that. People who post pretty regularly.
I agree. Cool. I agree. Red Penguin and Chaos Galaxy, those are definitely some of my favorites.
Oh,
But
yeah,
ICCS
sure.
Sunlord, I like his template style myself. I just like the
It's
way that the
really
border comes up and around.
it's really just it's crazy. It's like something just totally like he just took a chance on it and it just worked.
Yeah, right, exactly. I think he was just throwing stuff together and it just happened to work that way
So,
and it worked out in his
so
favor.
like,
What is it about paper games and TCGs that keep you interested?
um, I like the aspect of being able to control everything that's going on in the games. Like if you play another person's card game, then that's fun, but sometimes there's just a certain point where you're like, hey, I could do this, or I could do this better, or at least I think I could do this better. And especially with like paper games and stuff, I've been enjoying just sort of it's kind of like I mean, I think I said yesterday, it's like writing a novel. You have so much control over the characters and it's basically like writing a book. I mean, this game is going to be that in depth. It's just everything. You got to write a storyline, characters, settings, everything. So I like having that amount of control over it.
I like that you've got like all aspects of it too. Not only do you have the you've got the layout, everything drawn out perfectly, and the layout's awesome. You got really good character development, which I think is going to be really cool because I know you were going through it the other day or maybe yesterday. That it is kind of like writing a novel. Every single person that you talk to, you just have
Yeah,
so much
yeah,
in-depth text,
all.
and then
Yeah.
you even threw in a song, which I thought was pretty sweet too. Some good old 18 or 8-bit and 16-bit music to go along with it. I think that really brings it a long way as well. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing everything. I mean, it's you're so used to just like taking it for granted until you have to actually create it. Because when you're playing the Pokemon games, you don't talk to all the NPCs and stuff, but you don't realize that somebody had to take the time to write all that dialogue, and it has to be in the game. So it's like after a while, you're like, oh my God, there's so much stuff.
So, what other projects? I don't know if you're doing something that maybe some of your viewers aren't actually seeing what you're doing. I know you got the Pokemon game, paper game. You've got Wizardry. Do you have any other bigger projects that you might be working on, or any thoughts of anything that you might be doing in the future, or not telling us
Um,
about?
I did want to do probably after I finish the Pokemon game, I want to do another RPG, but like fantasy style. I'm a big fan of like the 2D side scroller MMOs like Maple Story and stuff like that. So I kind of want to do a game along those lines, which I think will be cool because that's like totally unique. Like Pokemon is its own thing, and you have to follow certain rules and regulations with that. But just a totally fresh game. I can do whatever I want with it. Good.
Good stuff. And then the last question. What's going to be your question of the day today, sir?
um. Oh man. I think I'm gonna be in today's video. I'm actually gonna be doing a demonstration for the battling, like how that works. I I recently redid it so that it actually works. So because before I had like stats all over the place and it was really hard to sort of work around. But it's probably going to be something like what is your favorite Pokemon move or something because I try to stick with the theme of the video, so probably something like that.
Hmm. I've already got some answers brewing. Got the answers brewing. All right, cool. Well, obviously, if you guys are watching, definitely check out Robb's channel. He's got a lot of cool stuff always going on. Every single day, he's got some video posted about something. Could be something random or something crazy. So definitely check out his video. And then, as always, comment down below if you guys are interested in doing an interview. I know Home Brewery's already reached out to me, so uh, if you guys are interested, leave me a comment down below. Check out Robb's channel, and then, as always, subscribe. Thanks a lot.